Hey everyone, George Roddy Jr. back with you. This is the FLS Foreclosure Listing Service data website. And you can see there's a bunch of stuff on the homepage, webinars and different products promoting. But what I wanted to show you is the actual data right now. So I'm going to go ahead and log in. I've got a bunch of different databases I can choose from. I'm going to focus on the foreclosure report. What I like about this is you've got a search engine. It's not just like a computer-generated Excel file that you get each and every month. No, you can use as much or as little as this data as you want. You put in, you can get a specific or generic, I guess is what I was saying, and you've got a lot of different fields that you can search by. Zip code, building type, subdivision, loan amount range, assessed value range. You can, if you just want to look for certain types of liens, you've got that. Trustee, borrower name, lender name, you can save your query. So this is the search engine. Let me just do a basic search, and I want to get to the actual data. So let's click on Collin County. I'm going to scroll down to Frisco, just to give you an idea of what you can expect to get if you were to subscribe to this. And again, you can subscribe for 1 month. We don't lock you into an annual subscription, or you don't have to commit. For what you get and what you can make, it's pennies on the dollar as far as your return on investment. So what I'm going to do is just click on search. It came up with 69 records. And again, this is for the November 2nd auction. You've got a little preview screen that you can pick and choose out of the 69 if you don't want all of them. I'm going to click on View All. And then you have, what kind of report do you want? I typically defaults to detail because that gives you the most information. But at certain point of time, like Tuesday, I'll print out a different report because I'm going to go to the auction. And so I'll print out usually the auction brief report because it puts it in a different format. And it puts it in a format, I should say, that's conducive for me buying on the courthouse steps. This detail is great for me to do my due diligence. And so here is, it's popping up here. Here is the actual report. This is what you get. Now you start with just a piece of paper at the courthouse, but we add information to it from tax roll and title research. This is what you get. You get the MAPSCO, which is hyperlinked. You get the address, which is hyperlinked to the appraisal district, so you can check the appraisal district and see if there might be an absentee owner. Zip code, tax assessed value here, obviously the city. What is it? And all the codes, the field or the headers are up here. You've got class, which is RESI, it's a house. YOC is year of construction, and then units as if it were an apartment complex. The next column is legal description, improvement, square feet, and bath, bed, bath, and garage. In some counties like this, 5 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. Some counties we get a lot of the bed, bath, and garage, and some other counties we don't from the appraisal district. Over here is the mortgagor. That is the borrower, and more than likely the owner. This is hyperlinked, where you can actually look for a phone number. It links to white pages, and you usually get about 20-25% hit rate on phone numbers. This is the current mortgagee, Wells Fargo, and then the person that's going to auction off this property, we give you their name, and that person is called the trustee. Over the last 3 columns, you have the date of the loan that is scheduled for foreclosure, the interest rate, if the deed of trust or the loan document, the recorded loan document called a deed of trust, if it had an interest rate, we're going to put it on a report. But as you can see, most do not have an interest rate. Back in the 70s and 80s they had, but early 90s they stopped putting interest rates on the deed of trust. So let me scroll back up. The type is what type of loan. This is an FHA loan, and FHA, then you have codes for conventional Fannie Mae right here. You might even have a VA loan. This is an HAF, and I'll come back to that on what exactly is an HAF. Then you have the next column is original amount, $161,222 is what Conrad and Deborah Lodge borrowed. I don't know what they paid, but I do know they borrowed $161,000. And then after we do an amortization, and again, this is a educated guess, but we believe after amortizing the loan with a computer program that the balance is around $144,000. We expect that the loan balance is around here, and this is what the auction price should be on November 2nd. If you come over here, 196 and 144, there's almost 30% equity in this property, almost. Then you have the volume and page. This is where we got, or this number is actually an instrument number, and if you put that in at the county clerk's office, you would pull up the actual deed of trust, the loan document at the courthouse, and that's where you could get this loan balance, loan type, date of loan. The last column here is monthly payment. A lot of them don't have monthly payments. They don't have interest rates, and they don't have monthly payments on the deed of trust. Now, obviously, there is a monthly payment, there is an interest rate, but it's not public, is what I'm trying to say. The time is the time that the auctioneer, and again, that's Greg Bertrand, he is supposed to show up between the hours of 12 and 3 on the first Tuesday or on the auction day. And finally, expiration date. This loan was originally taken out in 2003 and should have been paid back 30 years later. Okay. Now this last column has a couple, some of them have 3 items and some of them might just have 1. Here is a Zillow link where we link for this property to Zillow. Here, this check mark actually tells you that this property has been posted before. And if I click on it, it tells me when. It tells me that this loan there was a loan back in September for $341,000 that was posted, and now you have a homeowners association. And this is a homeowners association fees. Homeowners association dues or homeowners association fees. So this was posted. Here's another one on 12092 Ashaway, and if I click on this, it tells me it's been posted 3 previous times. Look at that. November of 09, December of 09, and then January of 2010, and then this is the 4th time it's been posted for foreclosure, this property. This icon right here tells me that the owner's address, look at it right here, the owner's address is different than the property address. So let's just click on this and I'll show you. 25 Armstrong, and this is a vacant lot. Let me pull down another one right here. Here is a strip center, so you would think that that would be different. Here is a house, and 11920 Del Rio Drive. Click on that. It says the owner's mailing address is 5912 Saddle Club Drive in McKinney. You get an idea that you can get. We try to provide you as much, and here's kind of a Zillow link where it gives you, on a certain property. Again, I don't put too much emphasis on what Zillow says the house is worth, because sometimes they can be low, a lot of times they're high.